I gave you this. Given that tangent x is equal to 5/3 and sine theta is less than 0, I want to find sine of 2x. When I look at this and I see the 2x, what does that tell me? Right, pulling up our formulas. What's the formula for sine 2x? Okay, so I need sine and cosine for regular x. That's where this comes in. Okay, I didn't give you sine and cosine, but I gave you tangent. And if we know one trig function, we can get all of them by using a triangle. So we need to figure out our quadrants. All students take calculus. Tangent was equal to a positive value. So that means it's either in quadrant 1 or 3. But then I told you that sine was less than 0. So in which of those quadrants is sine negative? 3. So that's where I'm going to set up my triangle. So this is my triangle for x. All right. Tangent, SOHCAHTOA. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. So this is 5 and this is 3. Except if you're in quadrant 3, what's true about both of those? They're negatives because you went backwards and down. So then Pythagorean theorem, negative 5 squared plus negative 3 squared equals c squared. Square root, plus or minus, but the hypotenuse is always positive. You have to check and see if it can reduce. 34 breaks into 2 and 17, and that's it. So we just leave it as the square root of 32. So we can finish this out. 2, sine of x. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of x. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if we multiply, this is just like a 2 over 1. 2 times negative 5 times negative 3. Positive 30. Radical 34 times radical 34 is 34. So we get 15 over 7. Okay, so the triangle was for angle x, and we use that so we can find the values of sine and cosine to plug into our formula. Does that make sense? I had a couple people say they were getting confused yesterday on where I got my quadrant when I was drawing my triangle. Do you guys understand why that's in quadrant 3? Let's try one more. Find sine of theta if cosine of 2 theta is 2/3 and 90 is less than theta is less than 1/8. What does this inequality tell me? All right, I have cosine, but this is cosine of 2 theta. So we need a formula. Cosine 2 theta, you have 3 different formula options. You can use any of them, but I am trying to find sine. So it would probably be most helpful to use the formula that only has sine in it. So that is sine squared theta. So now we substitute in. Cosine of 2 theta is 2/3. 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. So I have to solve this equation for sine, get sine by itself. So what do? Subtract our 1. And then divide by -2. And then square root. Okay. Square root says plus or minus. We have to figure out which one. But we're talking about theta, and I told you that theta was in quadrant 2. Is sine positive or negative in quadrant 2? Positive. Then the square root of 1 is 1 over the square root of 6. So get the radical off the bottom. And we get radical 6 over 6. Is that okay? Is there anything else that you want me to go over? So, plan for today, the homework from yesterday I will just collect and go over. You have a work day today, so everybody has that copy of the study guide from yesterday. So this needs to be done tomorrow, completion grade, and we'll spend tomorrow reviewing as a class, and test is